The Canada Border Services Agency apparently responding to an intense campaign by a homosexual rights group has detained an American Christian activist who was scheduled to speak at the Saskatchewan Pro-Life Association this weekend. Peter LaBarbera of Americans for Truth about homosexuality told WND he spent several hours responding to questions from authorities after his flight landed Thursday night in Regina, Saskatchewan. It appeared he was going to be turned back because of the homosexual rights campaign, he said. A report on Barbera's blog said was released temporarily to the custody of Bill Watcott, a prominent activist in Canada, with orders to return Friday to appear before a board of the Canada Border Service Agency at Regina International Airport. LaBarbera's Americans for Truth organization described itself as a nonpartisan, nonprofit group dedicated to exposing the homosexual, bisexual, transgender activists' agendas. On his site, he said he had been flagged as a result of a campaign by the leftist group Intolerance Free Weyburn as an alleged purveyor of hate. After questioning me about the purpose of my scheduled presentation at the SPLA event, rifling through my luggage, which contained numerous books and literatures related to homosexuality, pro and con, examining the content of my laptop and my cell phone, playing a DVD of my speech Wednesday at Sinclair Community College in Dayton, Ohio, and critically viewing AFTA's website, a preliminary decision was made to deny my interest into Canada on the basis that my speech at the SPLA would violate Canada's hate propaganda law, essentially the potential for public incitement of hatred against a group of people based on their sexual orientation. Barbera said the Orwellian experience at customs dragged on for more than 3 hours as a formal document was issued outlining my denial of entry under Canada's Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. LaBarbera's main focus in recent years has been the defense of traditional marriage in the U.S. His topic at the Pro-Life Conference is the link between pro-abortion and homosexual activism. Barbera's blog, Bob Wire, said Canadian border agent Darren Bannock told LaBarbera evidence was found at AmericansForTruth.com about LaBarbera targeting a group of people based on their sexual orientation. Canada has no respect for freedom of speech at all, Watcott told Bob Wire. Even our schools teach explicitly against freedom of speech. Peter hasn't done anything illegal. All the illegal activity is from the homosexual activists. It's illegal to call people names in Canada, and they've violated the law 8,000 times. A statement LaBarbera previously posted explained his perspective. Quote, as an evangelical Christian, I believe that all people, including homosexuals, must be treated with respect and the grace of Christ. As a sinner myself, I am no better than the man or woman engaged in homosexual sin. We all need the forgiveness of Jesus Christ. End quote. He wrote, quote, I adhere to the universal philosophy shared by so many who follow Christ. Love the sinner, hate the sin. In fact, if I truly lack compassion and hated homosexuals as my detractors falsely and maliciously claim, I would not have been invited to speak by the leaders of the Saskatchewan Pro-Life Association. End quote. Barbera said it's become clear in recent years that opponents of the homosexual activist agenda have become frequent victims of unjust discrimination.